Statements of facts in communication transform inner connections, yet treated as taboo through social conditioning. Learn more. By Renee Lindstrom, author of Somatic Archetypes, A Real Person. When in the flow of interactive thinking behavior shifts, I witness the deepest healing moments that are spontaneous, that leaves the space open to a flexibility in thought patterns non-existent prior to the moment in time. It is in these moments I recognize that I am no longer the teacher of a method, but a mentor. These moments are moving, and the healing goes far beyond the person with the courage to go through the difficult process of letting go of habitual thinking that creates chaotic thinking. A teacher is one who lays out a pattern and ensures other people stick within the lines of it, which restricts the flow and disregards individual perspectives. The mentor holds the space to allow for unique and individual perspectives and has a focus on how each one responds to a statement of facts. Facts that can't be denied as they are the truth. Truth that is not a camouflage so one can deny responsibility or control the listener's response by trying to be evasive in an attempt to be kind. I am not sure when the teaching pattern transitioned into mentorship. However, in reflection of a transformative event where I saw the impact it could have in an area that is huge in focus, that is trending now, I remembered a mentor of mine telling a group of us a story. It went like this. I read this the other day, and I would like to repeat it to you as a way to describe a concept. There was a man walking along a stream, and he noticed a baby floating by. He jumped in and grabbed it. He turned to go to the shore, and two more came down the stream. He grabbed them. When he did this, 3 more came by. He saved these babies, and soon the stream was full of babies needing to be rescued. He was one person facing 2 choices. One choice was to continue standing in the stream, saving as many babies as possible, knowing he couldn't possibly save them all, or to go upstream and find out who was throwing them in. The interpretation of this author in this post is that the teacher is the person standing in the stream trying to save the babies. The mentor is someone who eventually goes upstream to find out who is throwing the babies in. A mentor is someone who learned spontaneously from each baby and didn't stay stuck in the perception of the rules that were taught to them, rules that are rigid and lack spontaneous flexibility to interact with each situation as a new opportunity with differences. A teacher views the world through a critical viewpoint that is on repeat. This means they will correct people based upon their rigid understanding of what is right or wrong, even if this fails in the face of society's conditioning. The rules are to protect themselves as they take in all things personally, whether they internalize or externalize their reactions. If this were not the case, there would not be a dominant society reacting from beliefs of punishment and reward, right and wrong thinking, competition, debate, assessment, labeling, diagnosing, etc. This is a statement this author made in an event that marked the transition from teacher to mentor clearly and demonstrated the impact on society it could have in social conditions sets of behavior that is trending. The healing is obvious in the spontaneous dance of truths and responses. The more it shifts to the focus of perceived social conditioning, it can dissolve the core layered responses and unmask deeper layers of truth. In that moment, there is no right or wrong. There is no punishment and reward. There is no denial of responsibility. These socially conditioned behaviors are a prison to debate-style conversations, even in conflict resolution. The truth is never the source of focus. In this event, we shifted the focus to the facts, in parentheses, the truth. This meant all the inner storytelling fell away as the truth was unmasked. In the truth, the power over and power under attitudes disappear. No victim, no winner or loser, only realization and recognition. As an empath, this author experiences a person's transformation in the process, a process that eliminates years of processing that is draining mentally, physically, and financially. In its place, the person transforming feels support from inside. This support replaces the chaotic reactive behavior that comes from the thought stories. This thinking is nothing but a filter of socially conditioned responses. A teacher blocks this spontaneous flexibility to heal, transition, and increase the use of free will and sovereignty. They are invested in themselves as the central focus of knowledge. A mentor holds the space for others to tap into their own knowledge and connection to their core value system. Here is one of the statements that became the marker for this author. The points that are so clearly articulated in a statement of facts will be hard to deny and shake off. The only attempt to do so will be through a lack of judgment on the part of the person being held accountable. This will discredit them even further. Renee Lindstrom. This experience is leading to a change in a system that didn't have the pattern it needed to facilitate change. It was known that there was a need for a model of patterns, yet they were looking for it. They didn't have it until this pattern appeared in a submission that was coached through the process of a structure that has been created by this author. It may never be recognized as a model of patterns created by me, this author. However, it is about the contribution to transforming a society that has lost touch with its humanity and fallen into the corruption of being right. This spontaneous pattern for communication isn't about not being right or wrong. It is about the focus, the projections, the blame and shame, and transforming those ways of being into patterns that can actually hold accountability and responsibility, which is the source of change. It reduces, if not eliminates, psychological abuse and coercive control. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this educational content. This somatic and empathic author is laying the foundation for exploring the subject of subtle energies that will target the energetic attractions that have been misdiagnosed and labeled. Assessment that may create addictions by this behavior of shoving them into the shadows.